This is me going back and looking at my journals and all the days that I've spent out. It's been quite a few, so here you go. So one of the things I've been thinking about the last just the last little while is I'm starting to get close to the age of 40, and so I've basically fished for a very long time and a lot of days. And so I've been thinking, a lot of people, they don't know this about me, but I've always kept journals of all the days I'd been out fishing. You can see this one, 94. Back in the day, you know, when you read the old Bassmasters and stuff, they talked about you should write down different conditions and stuff. So over the years, I've kept a pretty good journal of a lot of the days that I've been out. Sometimes very surprisingly. So I'm gonna go back through and go back and see how many days I've fished, and I'm gonna go back and look and see what my top 5 lakes that I've been to over this years. I started journaling in '94, which is when I was 14, and this is my story of me going back. Probably some decent juicy tips in those, maybe not. Ooh, that one's some more closer. Not quite as detailed now. But there we go. So this should be pretty exciting. We'll see how this goes, if it's interesting or not. I think it'll be pretty cool. So we'll see. Here we go, day 2 of me looking through things. Got up from 1994 to 2011 so far. A couple things that I found out going through the logs. 1994, was the first year I started journaling. Apparently I took a couple of years off after that and didn't start journaling again until 1999. And so very interesting, very cool to look back through all this, see fishing memories. Pretty crazy, pretty cool thing. Yeah, my first observations so far from what I've got through. It's been fairly simple, pretty cool to do. Another observation that I saw, college, apparently had enough of journaling or doing homework and all that stuff, because I stopped doing this for about 3 years and doesn't pick back up again until 2004. So we'll see how the rest of the time shakes out. Thanks for watching. Correction. Started in 1994 journaling. I started back again in 1998. And the tallying is done. We'll see here in a minute what we're at. I realized I forgot to talk about, since I live up in the North Country where it gets cold, there's ice on the lakes. And so I realized that I don't keep report of ice fishing lakes. So that's not included in here. And I also didn't include any days that I fished from the bank. This is all open water. That's the only thing that I take actual reports journaled over the years. Has just been open water fishing. So maybe I get out ice fishing 6 to 12 times a year. That's not included in all this. But just something that I thought of as I was sitting Wow, the results are in. I got everything tabulated here, finally. So like I said, this is a year's. Wanted to do something from doing journals for so long, just to look at how many trips I'd went to places. This isn't days. A lot of times I go to multiple lakes on multiple days and included those just as one. Like I said before, it doesn't include ice fishing or bank fishing. You can just tell from most of what I got on here, tournament fishing's been a big part of my life for quite a number of years. So the top 3 lakes are places that have tournaments on them. So without further ado, the number 5 place that I've been to the most is the Mississippi River in general. 97 times that I have documented, at least in reports. Like I said, I skipped a bunch of years during college in 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003. Too much going on. Probably had enough of doing work. Did not want to write down anything else. So those years I skipped it. And then looks like when I was in high school for a bunch of years, I also didn't have reports on there. I'll go through days later on here in a little bit. The number 4 place I've been to the most, which isn't a tournament lake because it's catch and release out there, Chisago Lake comes in 4th with 101 trips. And then number 3, a tournament lake, since I live in the Chisago area, it is Green Lake in Chisago. Once again, another big tournament lake here. Like I said, it's been a huge influence. There's a reason why. Especially since I live around here, that dictates a lot of where I go to, for sure. Number 2 lake that I've been to the most, North-South Center, 145 times. Once again, North-South Center and Green, 2 big lakes, really close together. And number 1 lake that I've been to the most, that I've recorded the most, not including ice fishing, bank fishing, just straight open water fishing, Lake Minnetonka. Whoa, 192 trips. Unreal. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Like I said, I wanted to do something since I was gonna be 40 years old, coming up here. Wow. So crazy. 192 times. When you have to go back and think about it, I can't believe I've been there that much. So thank you for watching. This has been a very cool project. I hope it helps. If you want to make a report and so you can go back and look to see if your buddies are fibbing, I showed you in the video before. Thanks. So the other thing that I've done through this whole time is I wanted to see how many days out I had been. It doesn't include going to multiple lakes. I guess it'd be considered trips, how many trips I had been out. Once again, I'm saying it doesn't include ice fishing or bank fishing, just open water fishing. 5th on the list out of 5. 5th, 2011, 92 trips. 4th on the list, 2010, 97 trips. 3rd on the list, 2012, 101 trips. And then, wow, the crazy thing looking back, unreal, when I was a senior in high school, junior and senior in high school were the top 2 years that I was out the most. Looked like all the time. No wonder why. I quit playing baseball, I guess, at that point, unfortunately. But second on the list, 1999, 102 trips out. Unreal. It was like every day it looked like during the summer. Work, fish, work, fish. Number 1 on the list, 1998, 116 trips. Unreal. Can't believe it. I looked back and was counting back and whew, that's a lot of days out. So, thanks for watching. gotta say, looking back at all this stuff, it's really cool to watch, to see that I had actually documented all this stuff before. Super awesome, unreal. You get to these old birthdays and you start to think about things, and it's never fun getting old, but it's cool to look back to see all this stuff, to be at these places. Your buddies tell you one thing. I get caught all the time myself telling my buddies when we were somewhere, and I lied when I go back and check in my report. So it's been a cool little thing to do, to go back and kind of document the amount of trips out. Can't believe that I was out that much when I was young. Wow, crazy. Thanks for watching. One last thing, as I was going back through everything, looking back, thanks to everyone that's fished with me. It's been good times throughout the years. I hope it has been